Meditation or sadhana is psycho-spiritual practice. It is the psychic body which feels itself to be in bondage, and it is the psychic body which feels itself to be free. So it is the psychic body which has to do meditation. The psychic body is restless. The meditation is the process to make it at rest. When the psychic body is at rest, with the association with the spirit, that moment it imbibes the qualities of the spirit, it enjoys bliss, it enjoys absolute peace, and thereby it is most happy. So meditation is a process to lead one to the state of most happiness, or absolute peace, or absolute bliss. Meditation is done with mind, because it is the mind which has made one restless, and it is the mind because of which people have become completely sorrowful or sad or disappointed or frustrated, whatever you call it. So it is the mind which is to be brought into control. The restlessness of the mind has to go, and the restlessness of mind will go when some highest idea, some greater idea, some nobler idea, the idea of a spirit, that which we call a spirit or soul, is actually from philosophical point of view is God. So the ideation of soul is given to mind, and that moment mind is a wave. Science students know that psychic body is also flowing in a wavelength, and a spiritual body is also flowing in a wavelength. The wavelength of the spiritual body is straight, it is complete straight, and the wavelength of the psychic body is flowing in crest and trough. So the meditation is a process where a yogi wants to straighten this crest and trough and bring it into the parallelism with the spiritual wave. So when it becomes completely straightened, at that moment a yogi understands the real happiness, the true happiness, or samadhi. So meditation is a process where the psychic body of that yogi is brought into parallelism with the spiritual body, and that moment he attains samadhi. The mind is always restless, and the more the mind is restless, the weaker it is. The more the mind is at rest, the stronger it is. So the meditation is a process which brings the mind, the restless mind, to a stage of stillness. So the more it is still, the more strength it will get. Suppose the rays of the sun, it is scattered, but with a particular lens, you concentrate it, then it can burn suppose some paper or some leaf or whatever, because it is concentrated. So when the mind is scattered and dissipated, that moment it is weak, it is restless, it is unhappy. So when it is concentrated and brought to a point, and the point is a spiritual point, when that ideation is taken with the concentrated mind, then it imbibes the quality of the spirit, and naturally the strength in the mind comes. There is infinite potentiality in the mind. The mind has got immense potentiality about which people don't know. The quality of making poems, the quality of doing arts, the quality of singing, all these fine arts come from the higher layer of mind. But generally a person who doesn't have a concentrated mind, or whose mind is full of restlessness, that moment these qualities don't come up. When a sadhaka starts doing sadhana, generally in the history we have seen, those sadhakas become great poets, they become great artists, they become great writers, because they touch the higher layers of mind from where different things come. From the soul level different things come, they experience it, and then they write. In the physical world, suppose a person, a child goes to school, he needs a teacher that this is A, this is B, this is C. He needs a teacher. So in the crude physical body, suppose one learns some exercise, or learns some karate, or all these things, there also one needs a teacher. So there, this is the subtlest world. The teacher gives you the secrets. Teacher is not a person who is to exploit you in any way. He is just like a benevolent father, a benevolent person who gives you those techniques, those ideas, those secrets, and with the help of which you go ahead and you realize yourself. So teacher is a must. Reading the books, it is very difficult to realize. One can go to some extent reading the books, but to realize the self will be very difficult. So there is the need of some teacher who guides you, who helps you, and the teacher actually in different scriptures and in different philosophical books, and even with the experience yogis have known, that teachers are must for the sake of meditation. In the so-called religion, which generally people understand that, there are Hindus, there are Muslims, there are Christians, and all these religions are there. Meditation is nothing to do with all these religions. Meditation is just like a vitamin, which is which gives strength and life to each and every person. So meditation is not confined to any religion or any caste or any creed or any nationality. It is completely universal in character, and it is completely scientific. It is completely rational. It is completely systematic, and as it is scientific, it gives a particular result which a sadhak or a yogi feels in his mental body. All the great scientists, all the great learned people, all the great scholars, they have found out the meaning of life is to get the happiness, highest happiness. Because we are here for this having happiness, the infinite happiness. We don't want unhappiness for even a single minute. Take for example, you are sleeping on the bed. But when one side starts boring you, disturbing you, you turn your side. It means unconsciously you want to continue your happiness. So the internal desire is that one wants to continue the happiness. One wants infinite happiness. So for that one, and that infinite happiness is God. So getting infinite happiness is getting God. There is no difference between infinite happiness and God. So realizing infinite happiness or getting to that stage is getting God. So the meaning of life is to realize God, because in that only we get the highest satisfaction. We get what we actually internally want. Go on doing meditation with patience. A time is sure to come when they will be crowned with success. And the success is the absolute bliss, the highest bliss, the endless happiness. And then, yogis or devotees, you might have learned and you might have seen that, even in the room alone, they stand up and they start dancing. Because inside they feel great happiness. And out of that happiness, that bliss, they start dancing. And higher than this, that they merge into the happiness. They become one with the happiness. That moment there is no tester. One does not test it. One does not test the sugar. One becomes the sugar. One becomes the happiness. One becomes the bliss. So bliss and that yogi becomes one. So that moment there is no question of dancing, because mind also doesn't exist there. It is beyond mind. It is one with the bliss. It is one with the infinite. It is one with God.